Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that.
Canelo lands good punches. I think Canelo could hurt Crawford. Crawford's, first time in that division and jumping 2 divisions.
The way that Terence Crawford being, to me, my favorite fighter, the best fighter pound for pound, can be Canelo. A 147 pounder moving up to 68.
Floyd Mayweather recently shared why he believes Terence Crawford wouldn't be able to beat Canelo Alvarez. His main point? The size difference is just too big. Mayweather explained that jumping up multiple weight classes isn't just about having great skills, it's about being able to handle the extra size, strength, and stamina that comes with fighting bigger opponents. Canelo has spent years going up against naturally larger fighters, while Crawford would be entering unfamiliar ground. According to Mayweather, even though Crawford is incredibly talented, that size gap would be a major hurdle, one that might be too much to overcome.
Because of the weight disadvantage. I can't go all the way up to 180 or 190 pounds.
Trainer Robert Garcia believes one of the biggest challenges Terence Crawford faces is his lack of experience at super middleweight. While Crawford has looked outstanding in several weight classes, Garcia says moving up to Canelo Alvarez's natural division is a much tougher task. Canelo has spent years competing and winning against bigger, stronger opponents. Crawford, on the other hand, hasn't yet shown whether he can keep his speed, sharpness, and stamina with the extra weight. Garcia points out that Crawford's body doesn't seem fully adjusted to the size increase. He looks a little less explosive and not quite as smooth in the ring. That, Garcia warns, could be a serious problem when going up against someone as experienced and dangerous as Canelo in this weight class.
Jumping 2 divisions where he only had 1 fight at 154 and didn't look his best either. So there's a lot of questions, about that. And that's why a lot of people think Canelo is going to knock out Crawford. But I'm probably one of the only ones that I do give Crawford a chance. Yeah. I think Crawford could pull it off. Crawford is very talented. He's very fast. He's very smart in the ring. So I think a perfect fight, Crawford could pull off a decision.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think he could win a decision. I don't pick him. I wouldn't put my money on him winning because it's a very dangerous, risky fight, especially with Canelo being so strong. But Canelo's last few performances, he's looked slow, flat-footed, looking for 1 punch at a time. And if that's the Canelo that fights Crawford, Crawford could win a decision. Crawford could outbox him, could outsmart him, could land 3-4 punch combinations and move and win a decision. So do I give Crawford a chance? 100% think Crawford could pull it off. Would I put my money on it? Probably not. Yeah. But I do give him a chance.
Yeah, good stuff. Look, Robert, appreciate you taking time to speak to me. I appreciate you letting me in the gym today. Always a pleasure. And hopefully be catching up sometime soon.
Thanks
appreciate
for coming.
it. Thank you.
Very
Cheers.
much.
The stakes for the Crawford versus Canelo fight couldn't be higher. According to boxing analyst Showbiz, if Terence Crawford pulls off a win against Canelo, overcoming the size and power difference, it would take his legacy to a whole new level. That a victory like that wouldn't just be another big win, it would solidify Crawford as the best pound-for-pound fighter of his generation and finally silence any critics of his resume. Showbiz believes that such an achievement would put Crawford right next to Floyd Mayweather in the conversation about all-time greats. Still, it's clear that even a win over Canelo wouldn't push Crawford past Mayweather. Floyd's perfect record and dominance across multiple eras still set the gold standard. But for Crawford, this fight is a rare opportunity to step into legendary status, making it one of the most significant matchups in recent boxing history.
3-time undisputed is insane. If you were to beat Canelo, Terence Crawford, at that point, pound for pound, right under Floyd. Wherever you got Floyd, whatever you got him, Terence Crawford's right behind him. Unless you got him first. Okay, how about me? Because I don't have Floyd in my top 10. I have Pacquiao over Floyd. So I know somebody's about to get moist, but I would put Terence Crawford, man, that's old school. That's Henry Armstrong, Sam Langford. Like that's old. That's Joe Gans and Barbados Joe Walcott and Barbados Joe, not Jersey. I'm Barbados. Like that's old school accomplishments. Man, that's throwback though. I would have to assess that. 3-time undisputed in the 4-belt era, and against who? Yo, that I don't think Pacquiao would have I don't think he achieved anything in a single fight that would be greater than Terence Crawford jumping up 3 weight classes and beating Canelo. I don't think Pacquiao achieved anything in a single fight greater than that. Not in a single fight. Beating Cotto, I still, because Cotto was weight drained. Has Floyd done anything? Well, he beat Canelo.
Jeff Mayweather didn't hold back when responding to Canelo Alvarez's claim that Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather. In Jeff's view, that comment has less to do with facts and more to do with Canelo trying to boost his own image. He explains that since Canelo lost clearly to Floyd, saying Crawford is better gives Canelo a way to downplay that defeat. It's like he's shifting the spotlight, not necessarily being honest. Jeff makes it clear that while Crawford is a great fighter, he hasn't reached Floyd's level yet. Floyd stayed undefeated and consistently beat top-level opponents for years. Until Crawford matches that kind of dominance and career success, Jeff believes there's no real comparison to be made.
Well, also if we remember, Canelo at that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw, and then the other 2 judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What? 23, 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Yeah, very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost. Yeah, but man, that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people.
But are you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
To
make himself look like he did something great.
Trainer Joel Diaz isn't giving Terence Crawford much of a shot against Canelo Alvarez, and the main reason is size. Diaz points out that Canelo has gone toe-to-toe with powerful, durable fighters like Gennady Golovkin and held his ground. So, he asks, if Canelo could handle punches from someone like Golovkin, how is Crawford, who's only fought men closer to his own natural weight, going to do real damage? While Diaz respects Crawford's skill, he doesn't think it's enough to overcome the physical difference. He says fighters often don't realize how tough it is to move up in weight until they are in the ring with someone naturally bigger and stronger. And in this matchup, Canelo's power and toughness are just too much for Crawford to overcome.
You ask him who Skull is, they won't even know who he is. I don't even know who he is, but they chose him for a reason, right? A guy with a good record, but
he's a champion.
He's a champion.
He's got the other stone that's out there that Canelo needs to connect. Again, the fight against Terence Crawford.
It's a fight for Canelo to win. Simple as that. That's all I can tell you.
Then in September, if Canelo wins, he's got Terence Crawford waiting in the wings.
There is no way that Terence Crawford, being to me my favorite fighter, the best fighter pound for pound, can beat Canelo. A 147 pounder moving up to 68, he can only maybe go 2-3 rounds, good 2-3 rounds, and then Canelo hits him and he hurts him. Canelo's being hit by Triple G, the hardest hitter in the division, and never hurt him. But Canelo will hit Crawford and he'll hurt him. Let's put it this way. You remember the fight Benavidez and Demetrius Andre?
Yes.
Demetrius Andre was a great fighter. Nobody wanted to fight him at 54. He moved to 60. Fight 1 or 2. Nobody wanted to fight him at 60. So what did he do? He moved up to 68 because there was nothing for him to fight Benavidez, a big fighter like that. Look what he did in the first early round. Demetrius Andre was in control. He was doing great. But once that weight starts kicking in, it takes over. There is no way that Crawford can beat Canelo. Turkey on the cheek. It's a big fan of Terence Crawford. He wants to give him a good payday, and simple as that. That's all it is, man.
The debate over the ring size for the Crawford versus Canelo fight adds another layer to the strategy, but most experts agree it won't make a huge difference in the end. Crawford's fans argue that a larger ring, like 22 feet, would help him stay mobile, use his footwork, and keep Canelo at a distance. They believe it plays into his strengths and slick boxing style, making it easier to avoid pressure. But analysts point out that Canelo has fought in both small and large rings, and he's managed to adjust every time. While a bigger ring might give Crawford a slight edge in movement, it's not likely to cancel out Canelo's size and power advantage. At the end of the day, it won't be the ring size that decides this fight, it'll be who executes their game plan better.
One of the biggest things in this Canelo Crawford fight we are not talking about is the ring size. If these guys are fighting in the non-traditional 18 by 18 ring, you're gonna want to put your money on Canelo, guys. It is a big difference. Losing out on that extra 4 feet is gonna be an issue for Crawford. It's still possible. Crawford's talented, he's athletic, he has all the potential in the world to pull off a crazy upset here. No matter the ring size, it don't matter. Terence Crawford's that brilliant, he's that excellent. But I'm gonna tell you, man, losing out on that 4 feet is gonna hurt his odds. It's the same thing with 22 feet. Like I said, I don't know what ring they're going with, but if it is in the 22 feet, it's gonna hurt Canelo's odds by a pretty decent margin. Maybe not as much as it's gonna hurt Crawford odds in the 18, but it's still gonna hurt it. You're giving Crawford an extra 4 feet to pivot, maneuver, slip, bob, weave, do whatever he wants. That's gonna give Canelo some issues. I feel like we're not talking about this enough. I heard Turkey said it was gonna be at 18. That was a really long time ago. Like I said, I don't know if they've confirmed what it's gonna be quite yet. But I think it's interesting. Once we get the official announcement, you guys, that's when you place your bets.